Hello and welcome to The Mill. I am your host, Dusty Crane, and this week I thought it's the holidays. You think about things that make you happy and kind of like what your traditions are. And I got to thinking at least once I've done a video where it's just like Stonemaier news that made me happy this week, and so I thought I would do that again because it's important to acknowledge the good stuff too. Too many times we're all too frequently willing to if something upsets us, we'll go post a review, but if we have really good service, it's pretty rare to actually go, say, hey, good job, and I really appreciate that. And so for whatever reason around the holidays, I just probably more so than under normal circumstances, feel the need to express that. So let's go ahead and do another stuff that made me feel good, Stonemaier adjacent related anyway. The first of these is just something that I was looking at BGG and I was bouncing around and looking through my subscriptions or whatever. I always have the announcement horn and there's like 150 messages because I subscribe to entirely too many groups. But someone had posted, it was just like Photoshop stuff. Like they had Photoshopped different games together, and one of them just really tickled me for whatever reason because I really like, obviously, the Stonemaier games, but I also really like Root, particularly like that art style. I really like Root itself too, but it's entirely too mean for my house. Beautiful game, but just mean. So I have that on my iPad for when I want to get that out of the way. But anyway, this picture, I'm going to go ahead and show it here. Boom. I really like how they kind of have Scythe and some other characters over here. Actually, my little Scythe characters. And then over here, you had Root factions and also another My Little Scythe character. So it was really kind of cool just seeing the different factions. And then you got, in the background there, Roosfiat. And it was really cool to see those two worlds combined, and it just wasn't something I was expecting based on the title, and I saw it and it immediately just brought a smile to my face, and I'm like, Geek Gold, gift it, and just said, hey, thanks. And then there was another one here. This one's a little simpler, but still something that I thought was super cool, and so those two things brought a smile to my face this week. Another thing is I got a message on Twitter from George and the Goat, and they're the software development company you may or may not know that's developing Tapestry Digital. And so this is the full AI version. It's not like the physics engines of Tabletop Simulator or Tabletopia. They're actually the full AI version. And so he sent me a little clip. He invited me to go ahead and include it on the mill. So here it is. So how cool is that? I mean, I know it's very basic. We need to, this isn't like, hey, this is coming out next week, so we shouldn't be too concerned if you're looking at it and you're like, I feel like the interface needs a little something. This is still very early in the works, but it's cool that he's really ran with that transparency that, kind of Stonemaier is known for. Sometimes gets him in trouble, but like he's been very forthcoming on, hey, here's how the development is going. And so I just thought we'd take a look at this. One of the things that I thought was really clever, the first thing I noticed is when he goes to the progress track and he, gets the edge of the side and it slides out from the side. I was like, some of them are further along, and like, was that some kind of animation? And then I realized like, oh, well, this cube is further down the track here. And so it's like kind of like context aware, where it's like, well, you don't need to see all this right now because you've already passed this, or you're still starting, so you don't need to see the end of the track. So I thought that was a really clever way to utilize the space, and I like that when that drags out there and you're hovering over your different options, you can see how that would affect the game board, affect the mat there. If you're doing a conquer action, or you're seeing which territories are able to be attacked, or if you're going to explore, these are the different territories you can go to. So I just thought it was really neat. And then if you actually, I think it was probably a click, You got to see the same text that's in that full screen paper that comes in the box that says, hey, this card or this space, this is what it does. This space, this is what it does. Of course, you get the iconography, but when you actually look at the paper that comes in the box, kind of like that reference guide, you get a lot more information. And so I really liked that you got to see that that was already a part of the game. But for whatever reason, I really like a good, like kind of like a helper or a context sensitive menu. I think it really helps onboard new players to say, you know, if I do this, you know, what is it going to look like on the map? And then I know in one of the, now I'm not sure what I've seen in public and what I've seen in private. And so I'm sure this was something that was made public. And if not, hey, you learned a little something. It's not a really big surprise. But one of the things that was pretty cool I saw, whether or not it was in the demo or one of the things, is like when you did an explore action and you set that tile down, as you rotated it, it automatically would tell you like, hey, these are the points you'd get for it. Now, I would imagine that stuff can probably be turned off, and even if it can't, I'm sure is open to feedback as he's been, that he would be willing to say, okay, that is an option. Do you want the scoring to be automatically tell you what you'll get for it, or like do you want, you know, your opponent to accidentally play it for 2 instead of 3, you know, if they don't rotate it. But those good context sensitive maps, it made me smile to see the progress made on Tapestry Digital. And so that is all the Stonemaier-related stuff that I had for you, although a couple weeks ago, I guess just one more thing to throw this in there. A couple weeks ago, during the Thanksgiving holiday here in the United States, Jamie did his Facebook live stream, and he actually had his parents on. And so if you want an entertaining live stream to watch, and you're interested in, you know, the designer Jamie Stegmaier and maybe what he was like growing up, no better source for that information than mom and dad, right? So check that out if you want. And then, hey, future Dusty here. I actually remembered the thing I knew as soon as I turned off the camera, I was going to remember one of the other things that I wanted to mention for Stonemaier News. The Wingspan, the digital app that's out on Steam, the full AI version, as the holidays have come, or the seasons have changed rather, that's the important thing, as the seasons have changed, they've upgraded the habitat in the background. So over the Halloween time frame, the end of October, there was, leaves on the ground and creepy noises or whatever. And now they just did another update to accommodate the winter season, and now the trees have a nice dusting of snow, and there's snow in the habitats. So that's just, it's a little thing, but it's something that I think is super cool. I really do like when software kind of moves with you, and hey, if you're not in a place that gets snow, fire up Wingspan Digital and enjoy what the rest of us enjoy when we look out the window. Let me tell you, if you live in a place that has snow, you don't always like living in a place that has snow, but it's always pretty. It's always pretty to see the snow on the trees, especially when it's not the slushy yuck stuff, but it's like a fresh snow, and it's just, everything looks so nice and peaceful, like a painting. So that was something else. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up again, but yeah, something else to enjoy this week. Like I mentioned at the top here, very important to take time to recognize the things that make you happy and the people that make you happy, and spread joy. If there's a creator, or if there's somebody that is doing stuff that you enjoy, even if it's just like somebody photoshopped a picture, like let them know that, like, hey, I'm taking a second out of my day just to let you know that was cool. I really enjoyed that. Keep doing what you're doing, or have a good day, whatever it is, to just acknowledge. So I think that is very important. In fact, one of the first comments I got on my video last week was, really no mention about the hair? So yeah, the hair is a different color. How that came about is the company that I work for, since COVID has been happening, they've said, if you can work from home, we're going to allow you to do so, and probably until June 2021. And so for the first time since high school, I haven't been working in an office with a dress code. Not that I think even hair color is necessarily tied to dress code, but there's a little bit difference between, hey, I'm a brunette and I went blonde, or I'm a blonde and I went redhead, something like that, and hey, Dusty just came in with blue hair. I don't know, it feels different. But since I was home, and this is something that I wanted to do, like I said, since I got out of high school, but haven't been able to. Now, originally, I think I said the day I retire, I'm dyeing, very next day, I'm making an appointment to dye my hair fire engine red. So obviously this is not fire engine red, and then I was like, oh, maybe a deep, deep blue. I ended up picking this color here, just for something fun to do, because again, it's important to take the time to do something that makes you happy, whether it's, go get a massage, whether it's make a FaceTime call to somebody that you haven't seen in a while, a friend, or a Zoom call, since those are free for one-on-one, however you're taking the time to do the things that makes you happy. I think that's important. And so also along with that, in showing gratitude, I just want to thank the community here at the mill, the people that are in the comments and saying the things, and even just the people that are, watching the videos and what I have to say. When I took that week off for Thanksgiving, just the messages that poured in that were like, hey, cool, we'll be here, take time for yourself, spend time with your family. It's all very important. I know there's a lot of, not like I'm a big time YouTuber or anything like that at all, but I know there are some people that there's expectations, your audience or the people that watch you have certain expectations for you. So it's very, very cool that, that we have a community here that, people are supportive of taking that time. And I'm also very thankful to Jamie, who, is sponsoring the show. He's actually putting money towards it, and for him to also send me messages and say, listen, take the time you need. Now and it's not like well, hey, we'll go ahead and cut the sponsorship a little bit this month. You do what you need to do. It's just, no, do what you need to do. Now, maybe if I had taken a whole month off, it would be it'd be another conversation. Hey, but it hasn't happened, and he's been very accommodating of that time, especially, this time of year when sometimes things are, there's more opportunities for those things to make you happy, but there's also time to reflect on, maybe who's not here anymore. And sometimes the holidays are just really rough for people for any number of reasons. So in closing, let me just say thank you. I appreciate the hell out of you guys. I really do. And I appreciate the hell out of Jamie. I want you guys to take care of each other, take care of yourselves. It's very important. And just thank you so much. Take care. We'll see you again next week. Bye.